let's go up to here. Excuse me for a second, I forgot to hit the restream button so other people can enjoy all this fun stuff. All right, streaming, that one's good, that one's good, that one's good, that one's good, that one's good. All right, lovely. All right, so back over to here. All right, YouTube, right over to here. And it should be there. All right, videos. Let's go to videos. So I want to show you how and where this started. Okay, videos, there we go. Oldest videos, you don't want to see the new stuff. You want to see the stuff from further out. And there she is right there. My 9-year-old daughter. Oops.
Hi, I'm JC, and I'm a 10-minute trader. In less than 3 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to make more than the average trader. There are 5 keys.
Ain't she a peach? Let's go back. It's not what I wanted to show you. See, this one I can get away with showing you.
Being part of that, you're going to be getting... Hi, I'm JC, and as you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad didn't let me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists.
Easton, hold on a second.
Stocks of all your trading, and every month you'll be getting 4 lists of.
There's me, long time ago. My hair's a mess. Yeah, I know, I'm vain. Because my favorite part. Okay, so here's the thing. I came up with this trading strategy when my 9-year-old daughter, okay, asked me in 2008, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? That's how the whole thing started. A 9-year-old girl innocently asking her dad, hey, Dad, what are you doing? Can you teach me? All right, so how do you teach a 9-year-old to trade in the stock market when most adults don't even understand it? That's where we are. Here we are. 15 years later, here we are. It had to be, for a 9-year-old, simple, so she could understand it, safe, so that she wouldn't lose any money, because we all know if a 9-year-old starts losing her money, she's going to cry, Daddy's going to feel like shit, Mama gets involved, and Daddy's sleeping on the couch. Yeah, the couch was actually comfortable. It was really a comfortable couch. But you know what I mean. Okay? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. That's the big one. Most people don't understand that. Well, when I say no way for her to lose, this is what I mean. If we only buy companies that have proven themselves, which means longevity, I cannot picture a world where there's no more Coca-Cola, where McDonald's is wiped off the face of the earth, General Motors is a thing of a past. Companies that have stood the test of time, that have been here through World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Great Depression, the stock market crash of 29, crash 87, the crash of 2000, the crash of 2008, the crash of 2021, all these companies that I like particularly still here. That's what I mean by not lose. Okay, so if you're going to buy Coca-Cola, well, Coca-Cola's been in business for close to 140 years. 140, that's a long freaking time. Well, there's a lot of companies out there like that. Procter & Gamble, Ford, General Motors, AT&T, Consolidated Edison, Bank of America, what's that other one? Wells Fargo. There's a whole bunch. Literally a whole bunch of companies that are over 100 years old and still increasing their profitability. Those are ones I like. Anyway, that being said, that's our... When we got started, yep, it was a little silly. It had to be fun, because how do you keep the attention of a 9-year-old? I mean, think about it. How do you keep the attention of a 9-year-old? It had to be fun. We did a lot of silly games, fun games, just to keep her interested. All right. So what I'm looking for, simple, safe, predictable, and I'm looking to gain 1% every single week. Kevin, how you doing today? So I'm looking to get 1% every week. Now, there's a reason for that. Could I make more money if I sat in front of my computer using everything Oh my goodness. Let me say that again. Can I make more money sitting in front of my computer with all the crap I've learned over the years? Yes, I can. I can make a shit ton of money if I wanted to. But you see, you get to a certain point in your life, which is where I'm at. I'm retired. I have enough money to take care of my bills. Okay? I'm not going to give a shit ton of money to my kids because they don't deserve it yet. Okay? I actually make them earn what they get from me. I don't give anything to anyone. How do you pay taxes on your gains? KJ, I don't pay taxes. Now, KJ, when I say I don't pay taxes, I have talked to a tax strategist and set up my accounts in a manner in which I don't have to pay taxes legally. Remember, don't misquote me. Don't say something that I didn't say. Don't use my content out of context. Okay, when I say I don't pay taxes, well, I make sure I don't pay taxes legally. You need to talk to a tax strategist or a tax planner if that's your concern. And if that's your concern, it would make me believe that you're the kind of person that would go to a Rolls-Royce dealer and say, hey, I like the car. What kind of gas mileage does it get? If you're in that situation, you do not deserve to have that kind of car. If you're worried about taxes, you do not deserve to have that kind of money. That's my opinion. Terribly sorry. I'm going to put it out there bluntly. If you have to worry about the taxes you pay, someone is lying to you and someone is not telling you what you need to know. Happy Adam Moore. I have no idea what that means. Luke, good afternoon. How you doing? Megalodon 2012. I don't even know what that means. Don, good evening. What do I think about Misty K. Easton? I think you really, seriously need to go check out the numbers on MSTY. Okay? How long have they been in business? Number one. Number two, how consistent are they with their profits? And number three, where the hell is the money coming from for them to pay the amount that they're paying? Mealy, I like that. Afraid of taxes, don't trade. That's an excellent way of putting it. If you're afraid of paying taxes, maybe you shouldn't work. Maybe you should go out in the woods, pitch a tent, and just check out society. Certain things now I do pay some taxes. I pay federal taxes. I pay state taxes, but I do not pay income taxes. Okay, you got to read that book. Yeah, I know it's about 2,500 pages, but read it. Yep, go in the woods and eat bugs. There you go. Then you don't have to worry about taxes. All right. Kevin, been slowly explaining to my teen, but his Fidelity Youth account doesn't allow option trading. I'll call them tomorrow. Now, Kevin, a covered call is a safest trading strategy that will allow you. Idea what that means, John. Once you become profitable, learn the loopholes. Okay, that's a great way of looking at it. What tax book are you talking about? The IRS tax code. It's about 2,600 pages. Anyway, there's not very many people that understand the whole thing. Wickolda, how are you doing today? Okay. All right. So let's keep on rolling. We got MPW up, so why don't we take a look at that one first? Nope. It's going to be a no. Look at this. It's downturning 3 days in a row. So no. I did buy some MPW today, though. It is what it is. All right. So let's go. We're going to continue our list from last night because you guys give me stocks to take a look at. I take a look at them and see what they look like. Now, I have a set of stocks that I buy consistently. I share them online. So whatever website you're listening on, whatever platform you're listening, there is a link in the bio somewhere that goes to my website, the10minutetrader.com. And if you're a little leery, okay, you shouldn't trust me. Do your own research. See how many years the 10-Minute Trader has been available. Okay? Because I've had this account 15 years, maybe 20 years. I don't know. Something like that. Let's keep on going. Keep on keeping on. Got to make the best. Okay, B wants to look at VRT. Uh-oh. Holy cow, I missed all these. Ooh. KB. Uh-oh. Where did I... oh, there it is, right there. VRT. Okay, so B wants to take a look at VRT. What the heck is VRT? VRT. Now, basically what's going to happen is you guys are going to have stocks for me to look at. Now, I have a very strict regimen, which means A plus B equals C no matter which way you look at it. I look at things methodically. First thing I want to see is the 1 year chart. There's 5 things I'm looking for, and it should take 3 to 4 seconds only. What am I looking for? The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Where is it going? Okay, down, up, down, up. It should take you 3 to 4 seconds. Okay, I take one look at this and I can say no. Why? Look at this move right here. From the bottom at 55, it jumped to 109. There's profit taking in the air. Okay, I don't want to buy at 109. When have you ever heard somebody say, oh, look at VRT. It went from 50 to 109. Let's jump in now and hope it goes higher. No. See, I would take it, watch, if it's a good company, of course. Okay, there's certain criteria I'm looking for. And you want to hear something funny? I want 2. 2 criteria and 2 criteria only. That's it. 2. First one, consistency of profitability. Is this company consistently profitable? Now, every week, I take a look at a website that tells me how many companies are available. Because every week they're adding more. Well, this week, 10,036. That's a lot of companies. So criteria number 1, consistency of profitability. So out of the 10,000 different companies, I want 2 decades of consistent profitability. Okay, that's only 20 years. Now, the stock market's been around for 423 years, something like that. 1602 is when the stock market first started. 1602. The first dividend stock was sold in 1602. The very first stock market itself was 1607, where they opened the door, 1607. Okay, so the stock market's been around for quite a while. It ain't going anywhere. So 2 decades, that's only 20 years. I think that's not too much to ask out of 10,000 companies. 10,000. 2 decades. Second criteria I want, weekly options. That's it. 2 criteria. Consistency of profitability and weekly options. That's it. That's it. Consistency of profitability and weekly options. Why? Because I want weekly cash flow. Sorry, but I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I grew up in the time where we went to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, and Friday at 5 p.m. we were done for the week. We got our paycheck and we enjoyed the weekend. I'm perfectly okay with that. Seriously, I am. So Monday morning, every Monday morning, for the last 20 some odd years, I throw on my computer, I take a look at my stocks, and I see where are they? What can I do to generate income this week? So I do weekly options, hence weekly options, because I want weekly cash flow. So on Monday, I do my tweaking here or there. I take, what did I buy it for? What's it at now? What one makes sense this week? How much cash flow am I getting? Great. Tuesday, 15 minutes, just take a look. Wednesday, just take a look. Thursday, just take a look. Friday is the longest day for me. It's about 20 minutes. Okay, so Monday's about 20 minutes. Friday's about 20 minutes. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday about 5 minutes. Because it's actually that easy. People, adults, have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Remember, what I'm showing you tonight was created for a 9-year-old. You saw her, 9 years old. All right, so simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. So, the 5 rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you're not willing to take to the grave with you. I change this rule all the time. Meaning, if you don't want to own it for the rest of your life, hand it off to your children, your grandchildren, don't buy it in the first place. If it's not that good of a deal, if it's not that good of a company, don't buy it. Ford's been around for over 100 years, not a problem. General Electric, over 100 years, not a problem. AT&T, over 100 years, not a problem. Okay? General Motors, Home Depot, Lowe's, blue chip companies, I have no problems with those. They have stood the test of time. And that's just my opinion. Rule number 2, never, ever sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole thing. And if you're thinking of selling at a loss, well, then you skipped lesson number 1, or rule number 1. Think about it. If you're thinking, if you bought at 160, what is this, VRT? If you bought VRT at 160 and it drops down to here at 55 and you're thinking about bailing because it's losing, then you shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Okay, this is not a game for the faint of heart, because stocks can go from 150 down to 50 in a couple of months. And if you're not ready for it, you shouldn't be playing. What you should be asking, what is the cash flow system like? Is it a weekly option? Can I get a decent premium every single week? Okay, so rule number 3. Okay, rule 1, never buy something you don't want to own. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. We just talked about that. Rule number 4, weekly options are required. And rule number 5, make sure the numbers work before you even get in. There's a rule in real estate. You make your money when you buy, not when you sell, when you buy. You have to be able to envision the possibility of what it could be. Well, VRT, what kind of cash flow? Holy shit, that's a nice cash flow. What kind of cash flow is it giving me on a weekly basis? That's what I'm looking for. Do you have a call on Foot Locker this week? Of course I do. Joe, how are you today? Nick Peddle, back again. Cool beans. All righty. All right, so I got a couple questions on YouTube. Lots of money to be made. Absolutely. GameStop. Nope. I don't do GameStop. They have not been around for 20 years yet, and they don't have consistent profitability. Sorry. Certain companies I just don't do. Ohio guy. Depends on what they do with the $5 billion in cash. If they buy Bitcoin, could be like Apple someday. Yeah, I don't do cryptocurrency, dude. Sorry. Only time will tell, but Ryan Cohen knows what he's doing. Okay, still, I have no idea who Ryan Cohen is, and I don't do cryptocurrency. I don't do Forex, I don't do futures, I don't do smart contracts. I do dividend stock investing for weekly cash flow. Terribly sorry. I'm 61. I'm retired. I don't have the luxury of being wrong. I don't have the luxury of losing. Okay? Do you understand that? Cryptocurrency has only been around for 10, 15 years. Maybe. Founder of Chewy. I'm assuming Chewy, that dog bone thingy for pets. Yeah, I don't have any pets. Not something I do. Well, actually, I do have pets. I have a fish tank. Something about fish I like. You sit there and watch them for hours. They don't talk back. They don't bark. They don't make a noise. They don't mess where I have to clean up after it. Yep, like it. And if they die, it's a simple flush down the toilet, easy. And to replace them, it's what, $1, $2, $3? I like fish better than anything else. I'm glad you find that entertaining. All right. All right, what do we got? Urban. How you doing, Urban? Tom, look at all these people joining. Adam, how you doing? Tom, non-nurse, how you doing? Wampa, good evening. Zantran, good evening. Michael Meyer, good evening. Pacaris, dude, I haven't seen you for a while. How you been? Easton, good evening. Easton, aren't you over on the other channel? Yes, you are. Easton, you're on both channels. That's funny. Spadenart. Eugen Solomon, good evening. M, good evening. Get Cultured, back again. I've seen you there before. I'm good with names. Riley, how you doing? Bill RV, cool beans. Sigma, MRK. I bought some MRK this morning. RDDT. Thoughts? Never heard of it. Oracle. Ooh, I like Oracle. We'll take a look at Oracle. ORCL. Hawk Kid. Oracle. Okay. Gregory. RDDT. Okay, Gregory. I've never heard of RDDT. So, Gregory, listen closely for a second. Now, I'm not going to insult you in any way, shape, or form, but I've been in trading for over close to 30 years, but well over 20. I only invest in stocks that are consistently profitable. Okay? RDDT, that's Reddit. Yeah, they're not profitable yet. So that is an out and out no. See? That's a no. Okay? If the company's not profitable, if they don't have weekly options, then it's a no. I like two criteria only. 20 years of profitability, consistency of profitability, and weekly options. Reddit does not fit. Now, I'm not telling you not to buy it. I'm just saying it's not what I'm looking for. All right? Let's keep on keeping on. Last Ronin, good evening. Tony's Woodwork, what's happening? Tom, good evening. Mike's TikTok. Fire, Jeff, what's going on? Philly, Flipper, hey, Flipper, how you doing? Mike 860. Macy's buy and hold. I don't buy and hold anything. Okay? Ohio guy, I buy and trade. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong, I like Macy's. They've been in business for over 100 years. You cannot buy the name recognitions that Macy's has earned over the last 100 years. JB, Coca-Cola, we'll take a look at that one. Okay, Macy's, Coca-Cola, we'll take a look at both of them. All right, so I think Cosima, the Brown Mamba. Ooh. Sober Motivation. Cool beans. Ryan Pratt. Peepo Devalet. Whatever. Why can't you have a normal name? Not insulting you anything else, but Terry, good evening. Ventura, good evening. Christian. Michelle, good evening. Michelle. That one. That itch, that one. I have no idea what that means. Amori, good evening. Philip, Wynn. Delgado, that's a cool name. Phantom, Legend Trades, good evening. Invincible Balo, good evening. Danny. Therese Labelle, bonjour, mon chéri. Matt with the cat. Cool beans, Matt. Nick Peddle. Good evening, James. Can I hear your opinion on mRNA? Now, mRNA is on my list. Moderna. mRNA. We'll take a glance at it if I ever get through all these questions. You guys keep hitting me with all these. NVIDIA. Oh, hell no. Yosef. Do me a favor, Yosef. Now, I'm going to do you a favor. I will look at every single inch of NVIDIA if and only if you can show me how many years consistently has NVIDIA been profitable. That means increasing their dividends to their shareholders every single year after year after year after year. So you get back to me with that information, then I'll look at NVIDIA. Your view on the Indian market. Oh, I get this question a lot. Okay, a lot of people want to ask me about the Canadian market and the Indian market. I don't know anything about either one of them. So to me, giving you my opinion or any kind of information on that whatsoever would be a disservice, and that I don't want to do. It's not my expertise. My expertise is investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. That's it. Okay, 5 or 10 minutes a day, I make enough money for me to be totally comfortable. That's what I'm looking for. Comfort. A nice quiet existence where people leave me alone and I can be a face in the crowd that people don't even notice. And I'm perfectly okay with that. All right, let's keep on going. What else do we got here? Simo, how are you? Steve Schlake, what's up? Robert, you're welcome, Robert. Oh, back again, 14 million of inventory. Same shirt every day. No. See, I was waiting for someone to say that. Can you say that every day? Hold on 1 second. I haven't hung them up yet. Haven't hung them up. Oh, where's the black? Oh, there's the black one right there. Nope, that's not the right one. All right, so we got blue. We got red. We got dark green, black, dark blue, light blue. So I got like 6 of these things. It just says the same thing. Same talking points every day. Well, yeah. Why would my interpretation of what I do change? It's been the same for the past 15 years. If you look at my videos from 15 years ago, hold on a second. That's a good point. I'm not peddling t-shirts, Matt Daddy. Says, I knew he was going to ask me about those shirts. Because he asks me every day, same shirt, same shirt. No, not the same shirt, you wiener. Okay. Wait a minute. Which one is this? Okay, yeah. Crap. Where is it? Right there. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. All righty. Where is it? Right there. Right there. There it is. All right. So who said the same thing? Okay. 14 million of inventory. You ready? Look at this. The date. March 23rd, 2013. There's a video that I did. You can find it in YouTube. Okay. 1 year chart, 90-day chart, 30-day chart. Moving slow, moving sideways all year. Last 90 days, looking at the channel to close on new highs. Still 90, that channel looking for dividend. It pushed it upwards. The exact same thing that I've been saying since you've only been here for a week or so. Because I'm pretty good with names, and you've only been here for a couple of times. I'm saying the exact same thing I said back in 2013. Why? Well, the stock market's been around for 400 years. Not much has changed. We buy, we sell. Some people make money, some people lose money. Now, options have been around since the 1970s. But before the 1970s, you didn't have options. You bought stocks, you sold stocks. That was it. But in the 1970s, they came up with stock options. And then the whole game changed. And no, 14 million of inventory, never, ever, ever once did I say 1% every day. Never said that. This is what I'm talking about, using information out of context. Safe, simple, predictable, consistent 9-year-old. Yep, 1% a week. Thank you. You know what it is. Yep. 1% every hour. Okay, you need to stop that. People are going to think it's true, and it's not. Yeah, every hour. Well, 1 cent every minute. Okay. Might as well shoot for the moon every second. Yep, why not 1% every 10 minutes? Okay, I'm not going to deal with this. Okay, why not 2% every 2 weeks? Less time in front of the computer? Absolutely correct. Why not 4% every month? No need to sit in front of the computer. Uh-oh. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let's go. All right, let's do this. Monthly, or every 2 months, or every 4 months. Now, the current price for O Realty is $54.62. The closest strike price is going to be the 55. The 55 is paying 95 cents. 95 cents for 37 days. 37 days is 5.5 weeks, so 6 weeks. 95 cents. That's not even 2% for 30 days. Now, 30 days ago, we're at 56.50, jumps up to 59, drops down to 54. Great. Now tell me where it's going to be in 30 days. That's why I don't do 30 days. That's why I do weekly. It's easy to figure out where it's going to be in 5 days. First of all, I wouldn't do this one because it's monthly. I don't do monthlies because the numbers just don't work. They don't. Okay? The current price, $54.54. The closest one is going to be 55. That's 2%. 2% for 37 days. Well, 37 days is a little over 5 weeks. So you might as well just call it 6 weeks because you can't trade a half a week. So 6 weeks at 2%? Yeah, no thank you. I'll do 1% every week because I got nothing else to do. I'm retired. I don't mind spending 10 minutes a day for my personal financial future. I don't. But I would appreciate it if you'd stop the foolishness. I would. Why not Ford? Okay, well, let's take a look at Ford. Okay. This is why not Ford. Let's get rid of that. This is why not Ford. Do you see this? A month ago is the bottom right there. Where are we now? Right there. Why would anybody in their right mind, now this is my opinion, why would anybody in their right mind buy a stock when it is at a 30-day high? 30 days ago it was at $8.50. Now it's at $10.65. So from $8.50 to $10.65 is $2. That's a $2 move. And I know $2 doesn't sound like a lot. Okay? But a $2 move on an $8 stock is 25%. So if a stock went up 25% in 1 month and you're still holding on to it, seriously, what do you think is going to happen? Oops, didn't need to do that. That's what I want right there. So I appreciate some of the interaction you're having, but some of it's just ridiculous, okay? I don't want to spend my time trying to answer stupid questions. I'm not talking to the rest of you. I'm talking to one person in particular. Brad, thank you for that. Word of, what do you call that? Words of wisdom. Stephen, did you do Ford? Yep, we just did Ford. Ford is a no. Look at this. 850 to 9 to 8, sorry. 850 to 1085. See? 850, 1085. That's $2.15. $2.15 on an $8 stock. Yeah, that's over 25%. If you think that's going up still, you buy it. I'm not going to. I'll buy it when the profit taking starts and it drops back down again. And then the numbers work. Right now, the numbers don't work for me. So for me, this week, Ford is a no. Sorry. Oh, Matt Daddy, I'm peddling t-shirts. Yeah, I got to peddle something, Matt Daddy. Got to get some money out of you, Matty boy. All right. He needs to increase his 10 minutes to 20 minute to 20. He broke. All right. Matt, you're good for a laugh. Thank you. Luigi. Oh, my Ford stock got called when it hit 985. Never went back in. Okay, Luigi, if you like Ford, just keep your eye on it. Because if you think about it, stocks do two things and only two things. They go up and then they go down. They go up. See, look right here. It went up, it went down. 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 It went up. Now it's going to come back down again. Something in my eye. That's not good because I only got one. How about Coke? We'll write Coke down. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. C-O-K-E. All right, so let's keep on going. Swan, 1% of your portfolio or the stock you chose. Okay, Swan, I'm looking for 1% of my portfolio. Okay, so if my portfolio is... Okay, who's over here? I got feedback over here. Who is it? Mikey T. You should know better than have your unmuted. Mikey T, how you doing? All right, so where was I? I was over here. Okay, so Swan, if my account is $25,000, 1% of $25,000 is $250. If my account is $50,000, 1% would be $500. Okay, if my account is $100,000, 1% would be $1,000. Every single week. That's my goal. And yes, I have been doing it. Matty boy, okay, you got to be a little bit nicer here. Yeah, thank you. You don't know anything, Colin. Thank you. I don't know if you're talking to me or what. What about 0DTE? Oh, yeah, I don't do that one, Matt. Okay, something about what I'm telling you is going over your head. Okay? When I say simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for a 9-year-old. It was created for a 9-year-old. You don't like it? I don't know what to tell you. DTE, I don't do it. Sorry. Colin, you can't even explain implied volatility. Colin, yes, I can. I have no desire to explain implied volatility. Okay? MP Materials got a Saudi rare earth deal. Never heard of them. Okay, thank you, Trump. Thank you. It's called AABB. I have no idea. Nope. Do I like energy stocks? Yes, I do. I think we're at... All right. MU. Ooh, Xanatan. Micron. MU. I like that one. CVS. Andrea, how are you doing tonight? CVS. All right. Foot Locker shot up a lot today. Uh-oh. I'll have to take a look at that one because I actually own some Foot Locker. Look it up. Gold mining China company based in the U.S. mining gold and steel. Okay, I have no idea how you pronounce that name, but if it's not 20 years of consistent profitability, it's going to be automatically a no. Okay, I don't look. Okay, from what you're typing, it looks like you're looking for capital appreciation. You're looking to buy into a company that's going to go higher and higher and higher year after year after year. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's a great strategy for you. If it doesn't give me consistency of weekly cash flow, it's automatically going to be a no. I'm in a different place in my life, and this is what I'm looking for. What options are you going to trade next week? Shell, how are you tonight? Most people say, hi, how are you? What options am I trading next week? I don't know. I'll find out next week. So let's keep on going. Chris M., how are you today? Oh, Melatonin, how are you? Uh-oh, do I invest in Google? Okay, Mark, take a look at the dividends that Google has paid out. 4 of them. That's it, just 4. Not 4 years, not 4 weeks, not just 4. 4 dividends. So I will look at Google in 19 years. So 20 years of consistent profitability, which means increasing their dividends to their shareholders for 2 decades. Google, 19 years from today, I will start looking at it. Alex, Coles, we'll take a look at that one. Mark, good evening. Neodag, how are you today? Stephen, can you explain and show how to roll an option? Yeah, Stephen, we'll go do that in a little bit. Trucking Joker, good evening. It's your first time here. I've never seen that name before. Steve, Ford is under a class action lawsuit. Aren't they always? Kevin, but you would average down every week. Absolutely. All right, what do we have over here? What's my options? Right, okay. Matt Daddy, what do you sell besides t-shirts? You're selling a course or a monthly advisory thing, right? Yep. Kohl's shorted 45%, 900 million short shares about to explode. All right, thank you. Always trying to learn more on stocks. Trucking Joker, awesome. Glad to have you. Okay, JB, Nike. You guys got to stop with the question so I can actually start looking at stuff. Do you ever sell stocks that pay you a dividend? Why would I sell stocks? I would buy some that pay me a dividend, but I don't like collecting the dividend. The reason I don't like collecting the dividend is because stocks go up before the dividend is paid. After the dividend is paid, stocks go down. Usually. Not guaranteed. There's only 3 guarantees in life, and that's not one of them. All right. Awesome. I'm caught up with all the questions. Let's start looking. All right. Load Core Scientific when you can. Ain't going to happen. Terribly sorry. Never heard of them. And if they're not at minimum 20 years of consistent profitability, no. You never answered my question. What was your question, Matt Daddy? What else do I sell besides t-shirts? I don't even sell t-shirts. You can look all over my website. You will not see a single thing for sale except for my morning trading class. That's about it. If you have covered calls on Foot Locker and now it's in the money, what do you do? Well, at this moment, I don't do anything. But tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I will take a look at it. Because at this moment in time, there's nothing I can do. Okay? But we will take a look at Foot Locker in a little bit. Listen, Core Scientific is huge AI data center, has connections with CoreWeave. Okay, I watched a movie the other day with Bill Paxton and Tom Cruise. Okay, he was playing a sergeant, and he was from this place called Science Hill. And Tom Cruise asked him, "Oh, why did they call it Science Hill?" Bill Paxton, without even blinking, he said, "Don't know, don't care." Okay, so the company you're talking about, I've never heard of it. Which means if I've never heard of it in the last 25 or 30 years of my trading, why do you think it's all of a sudden important for me? Sam, hey James and Terry, it's been a while, forgive me, but how do you figure the difference from the market and the strike to get the percentage you will get? Ooh, I watched the same movie yesterday. Yeah, you remember that? Don't know, don't care. Why do they call it Science Hill? Don't know, don't care. Well, there's a lot of things I don't know, don't care. I consider it a shiny object. Okay, CoreWeave, shiny object. It's designed specifically to take my eyes off of my gold. Don't know, don't care. They have deals with Microsoft I'll do. Cisco I will do. But the other ones, no. The Edge of Tomorrow, cool movie. All right, let's keep on. But you would average it down. Absolutely right, I would. Matt Daddy, okay, brass tacks. What delta do you like to sell initially? Now, Matt Daddy, you weren't listening to a word I said. How do you explain the Greeks to a 9-year-old? Ask me. How do you explain the Greeks to a 9-year-old? How do you explain the hold on a second. You're going to love this one, Matt Daddy. You're going to love this. Hold on. I'm going to show you something neat and you're going to love it. Okay, Matt Daddy. Whoa, where the hell did it go? Right there. All right, Matt Daddy, explain this to me. What the hell is that? Do you know what that is? Explain it to me. If you think I can explain, okay, what the hell was the word, first place? Answer my question. I just look core, blah, blah, blah. The deals of blah, 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 blah. Okay, what delta? What the hell is that question? What delta? Okay, so you want me to explain to a 9-year-old what the delta is, or what delta I would like to buy it. Well, what about the Vega? What about the Theta? Can you explain this to me? Until you can explain this to me in a manner in which a 9-year-old will understand. Not hard? Really? What's the answer? Seriously. Okay? It's a formula to figure out the pricing of stock options. So why didn't I teach that to my 9-year-old daughter? Okay? I'm not even going to deal with you anymore. It's simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose for a 9-year-old. Can read delta from the option chain. No, that's got nothing to do with the delta in the option chain. That has to do with the pricing of the stock option itself. The delta is nothing more than a measurement of how much a stock moves how much a stock option moves in relationship to the stock itself. So if you have a 50 delta and the stock moves $1, the option price moves $1. If you have a 65 delta and the stock moves down $1, the option moves down 65 cents. It's basically the same thing. And rather than for dollar, it is the what do you call that damn thing? The amount the option moves in relationship to the stock. That's what a delta is. Why don't I explain it to a 9-year-old? Right over its head. Anyway, I'm not going to deal with you anymore. All right, let me get back to where I was. Foot Locker did that one. Okay, Kevin, if you buy at 10 and sell 10.50 calls, the stock goes to 9.50. Do you still sell the 10.50 for pennies, or do you sell the 10 for 2%? Okay, Kevin, it would all depend on the stock, which means the stock would have volatility. Volatility is measured by how many people buying and selling at that moment in time. More people buying, more people selling would mean it is different price. Sorry, I had to check that off. So, based on a few factors, does the stock move a lot? Does it move a lot consistently? Are there big moves, small moves? What is the range on a weekly basis? A lot of factors come in. But yeah, I would go at the, if it dropped to 9.50, more than likely I'd probably go with the 10s. Matt, I'm not even going to talk to you anymore. I don't look at the delta. The delta is totally irrelevant to me. Totally irrelevant. It's either 1% or it's not 1%. I could care less. Yet no shit. OTM's out of the money, ITM's in the money, ATM's at the money. I know all that shit. I've been doing this for 20 years. Fuck you. I'm not even going to deal with you anymore. Pierce, how you doing? Okay, do this right here. All right. I can't stand ignorant people. Come on, where is that? Right there. Thank you. All right, Felix, if you have a covered call on Foot Locker, now it's the time and it's in the money, what do you do? I'll wait until tomorrow to figure out what's going to go on. All right, I'm done with the foolishness. Let's get back to some stocks, and I don't want to talk to weird people anymore. You either have something positive and good. If you don't have something good to say, don't say anything at all. You know? Okay? Nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. It's always the safest bet. All right, so that's Ford. I'm going to say no to Ford. It's at the high. I don't ever buy at the high of anything. I don't care what it is. Okay? Buy low, sell high. Never ever have I ever heard anybody say buy high and wait for it to go higher. Never heard it. Never ever. So let's go back to our list and take a look at what you guys want to look at. Stephen Martinez. If it's in the money, can it be called away at any moment? It's going to be totally irrelevant because the stock market opens up at 9:30. So 9:30 in the morning, okay, I'm live at 9 a.m. So I'm on my computer at 9 a.m. taking a look at my positions. If at that point in time, I will take a look at it. If I roll it forward first thing before the market opens, I can take care of it and I can deal with it. At this moment in time, it's wasted energy. Why would I do something now that has no relevance until 9:30 tomorrow morning? Okay, so let's keep on going. How's again? Been a while. Hey, Invest Right. It has been a while. How you doing? Yeah, Luigi, I got rid of Matt. I got tired of his crap. Okay, if you have nothing good to say, if you're not going to contribute positively to the conversation, don't want to deal with you. All right. The list. First on the list is VST. VST is first on the list for today. VST. What the hell is VST? Vistra Corp. Never heard of them. All right, let's get rid of that. Oh, no, let's get rid of this. All right. All right, historical data. We're going to go to VST. Somebody wanted to take a look at it, so let's take a look. VST. Okay, VST. See if that's right. ERA. Okay, can't do that. Come on. VST. Come on. VST. There we go. Vista Group. Oh, well, no, that's exciting. Look at that dividend and yield. A 90-cent dividend and a 0.5% yield. Who asked for VST? That's crazy. All right, anyway, let's see how wonderful they are with their profitability. For that, we're going to go over to historical data. If you're interested in the stock market, you really, really should, at your fingertips, have access to a financial website. Whether it's Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, or whatever finance you want to look at. This way, you can look at information that's not available on the trading platforms. Because not every trading platform has the information that you want. Okay. Mario, how do you determine which stock to trade and which stocks to hold on to? Mario, it's going to be basically on when do they pay their dividend, number one. Okay, because I like dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, Warren Buffett's, of course. Okay, those 5 lists, it's about 300 companies that are consistently profitable. How do I decide when and where to buy? We're going to get that in a second. Let's finish up with Vista Group. Okay, so here's Vista Group right now. Here's all the data. Okay, the date, the opening of the day, the high of the day, the low of the day, the close, the adjusted close, and then the volume. That's all the information you need to know about the stock or the company. Now, what I want to see are the dividends. Now, the reason I'm interested in dividends and why it's called dividend investing, because a dividend is a portion of the company's profits it gives back to the investors. The very first dividend stock was sold with the guarantee, with the agreement that we will share our profits with you. So if the company has more and more and more profits, the company will consistently increase the dividends. Okay, so I want to look at all the dividends, which is all of them. And that can't be right. It is. Okay, hold that thought. Jags. Okay, Jags, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing I asked someone to do 10, 15 minutes ago. Okay? You like MSTY. Great. Go to a financial website, whether it's Google Finance, Yahoo Finance, or whatever you use to decide whether or not you like a company before you invest in it. Great. Now, look at how consistently has Misty increased its profits. Has it been at least 20 years? If it's not been 20 years, it's going to be an automatic no. For me. Okay? Steve, if it's in the money, can't it get... Okay, we already did that one. Steve, is this... Wait a minute. Is this in an individual or a Roth? It's in a corporate account. Okay, my accounts are all corporate accounts. Okay, corporations have a little bit more leeway than people. Invest right. Invest right. Come on, you've been here long enough and you've seen me take a look at the Qs. I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. Take a look at the Qs. Take a look at how consistently over the last 20 years have they been profitable. And then we'll take a look at the Qs. All right, next. All right, so I'm going to say no to VST because VST only has 1 year of dividends. 1 year. Can you imagine throwing the keys to your brand new luxury car to a 1-year-old? Yeah, no thank you. 20 years. There's 10,036 different companies. Why am I looking at a 1-year-old company? Most companies, look at the statistics. Small Business Administration statistics. How many years, wait a minute. On average, how many companies make it past 5 years? Most initial companies. Most companies don't make it past 3 to 5 years. Why am I looking at a 1-year-old company? There's all the dividends they have, just 4 of them. No. Okay, next on the list. So VST is a no. Rio. Somebody wanted to take a look at Rio last night. RIO. Two? Are you kidding me? 2 dividends? No. Rio's a no. TSM. Ooh, Taiwan Semiconductor. I know that's a good one. TSM. Now, you'll notice I go back and forth from Yahoo Finance to the trading platform. Well, there's a reason for that. If I know a company, if I'm familiar with it, I'll go directly to the trading company, take a look at the trades. But if I've never seen it before, I have no idea, then I go directly to Yahoo Finance. Because I don't want to waste my time looking at something that doesn't fit. Mario. Same thing, Mario. Go take a look at SOXL and check how consistently profitable are they. Jags, United Health is a good buy. Wait a minute, no, Jags. You do not get to skip the line. I need you to go to take a look at MSTY first. I know what UNH does. Okay, UNH is a good company. I will do UNH. MSTY I won't do. I'll put UNH, University of New Hampshire. I'll write that one down. We'll take a look at it. But before I look at it, Jags, I want you to go take a look. And I want you to sell me on Misty. Tell me how many years have they consistently been profitable. Invest Right, QQQ, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I'm not going to look at it until you can tell me, have they consistently been profitable? What screeners do you like on your Stock Hacker if you use that on TOS? I don't use it on TOS, okay? I know what stocks I like. Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and Warren Buffett's list. It's only about 300. I don't need to screen it. Remember, I've been doing this for a long time. There hasn't, well, every once in a while there'll be a new addition to my list. But for the most part, no. Misty has been around since July 2024. Yeah, Maya, I know that. I'm well aware of what Misty does. Oh, see, I like 3M. 3M's a yes. 3M has 62 years of increased dividends. 62. Okay, that's more than I'm aware that MSTY is a new company. I don't have the luxury of being wrong. Okay? VT, never heard of it. NHTC, never heard of it. VT, NC. NHTC. All right, 3M. Ooh, Waste Management. I like Waste Management, but they're a monthly. 3M. Pepsi. Ooh, Felix. Pepsi. Now, we looked at Pepsi last night, and we said, Pepsi, we're going to keep our eye on it and find out when it's going to hit the bottom. Brad, you might find it interesting that ChatGPT can write code for ThinkScript. Cool beans. I don't trust computers as far as I can throw them. Even if you don't use it, you'd probably find it interesting. I probably would. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Ooh, Kevin, AEO, American Eagle Outfitters. Right? Some of them I know are off the top of my head. If I've never heard of it, National Health, the ticker symbol for Natural Health Trend. I forgot to ask if you have any favorite stocks for the ups dudes. Okay, BTI Cliff. What the heck is BTI? All right, let's cut with the questions. Let's get back to some stocks, okay? What did we look at? 3 stocks so far? I got a list, about 30 of them. Hold tight. Okay, no more questions. Let's breeze through a whole bunch of them. Let's see how quick we can do this. No to TSM. Look at this. Yeah, out of reach. No, thank you. ABR. Is that something realtor? Aber Realty? ABR? Aber Realty. Ooh, cool. Interesting. All right. Arbor Realty. Well, let's take a look at Arbor Realty. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up. 11.05. The 11's going for 6. Hell no. Sorry. Arbor Realty, the number just doesn't look right. Pepsi, here we go. Someone said Pepsi hit a new low. Let's find out. PEP. Yep. Say we had this question last night. Okay? This question we had last night on Pepsi. Why not buy Pepsi now? Well, because I said last night, because tomorrow it could go lower. So last night it was at, what was it at last night? It had a low of 129.75. Well, today had a low of 127.87. Now, I love Pepsi. I do. I'm watching it every single day until it stops going down. Because eventually it will stop going down. It will turn around and start going back up, and that's when to jump in on Pepsi. Not today, but we'll look at it again tomorrow. Okay, Salah, I never know what EE is. No idea. MRK. It's like I said, I bought MRK today. Novo? N-O-V-O. Okay, you guys do know it's 10:30. I got 1 hour left. I'm here for 1 more hour. Ain't no way possible am I going to be able to go through this whole list in an hour. Lance. NHTC. 16% dividend yield at the moment. I got $5 in it and getting 23 cents. Okay. What was it again? NHTC? NHTC. Hell no. Okay? 16 May, 20 June, 18 July, 17 October. Lance, that is a monthly monthly optionable stock. Monthly. Means I can do it once a month. Which means on a good day, I'm making 12 to 24% per year on this company. Why would I take 12 or 24% when I can take 50 to 100? So no on NHTC. Enbridge, it's on the list. Okay, so let's go down the list and see how quickly we can go through some of these things. Next on the list, Mara. Ooh, I have some Mara. M-A-R-A. Okay. Right. High, low is, look at this. Up, down, up. 1586 to 1674. Ooh, what is that? 4%? It's about 4%. What is the best strategy you have ever learned? Cross-margining. Cross-margining is no longer available. They got rid of single stock futures. They don't have single stock futures anymore, so you can't cross-margin anymore. All right, so anyway, Mara, look at this. Did the bounce down? Let's take a look at the last 30 days. Now, I do have some Mara, and we have 2 days to the downside. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. What happens after the top of 30 days? Starts coming back down again. Not a great time to get in. So wait for it a couple of weeks. I'm going to write it down for a couple of weeks from today. For options, hold that thought. Okay, invest right. I'm going to share it at United Health. What's the ticker symbol? Invest right. For options, I like the bull call spread. It's where you're buying an option higher and then you're selling one lower, and you hope it goes nowhere and you still make a profit. You don't have to do anything. Okay, DREN, UNH, University of New Hampshire. We already have that written down. We are going to take a look at it a little bit later as I keep going on. So Mara looks good for 2 weeks from today. I'm saying 2 weeks because 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Now it's going to come back down again. Once it comes back down again, and then I'll look into getting into more. But at the moment, no. Next on the list, FSLR. This is a no. I did this one before. FSLR. Okay, so it goes from 120 to 200. It's an $80 jump. Who in their right mind is going to buy it at 200, hoping that it goes higher? You get the big, huge profit right there. why not take it and walk away? So mRNA, Nick, it is on the list. Let's do it right now. mRNA. Ooh, what's going on here? Interesting. Okay, so here's Moderna. Here's the high, here's the low. Here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, sideways. It's at 24.02. The 24 is going for 105, which is over 4%. I like 4%. 4% works. But look at your last 90 days. Last 90 days. Right there. Okay, last 90 days. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So it had a big drop today. Might be a good opportunity to jump in. I don't know. Last 30 days, right there. Okay, 30 days ago, it dropped. Here's your 30-day bottom. Here's your 30-day top. Profit taking brings us back down here. Okay, went up, pulled back, right here. Now I'm waiting for it to turn around again before I jump back in. MRA does not pay a dividend. Why own it? Okay, Robert, I say I have 7 accounts. Okay? When somebody tells me to buy MARA for them, I buy them for them. Every once in a while, you'll see me buy something because the numbers are working and I am arm twisted to buy it. Okay, when a contract expires, do you close it out or is it done automatically? 80% of all stock options expire worthless. Okay, a monthly option will expire the 3rd Saturday of the month. Okay, most people think it's the 3rd Friday. No, options expire on a Saturday. But there's no trading after 3:59 on a Friday. You can't do anything after 4 o'clock. So in essence, you can't do anything, but the option expires on Saturday. 80% of all options expire worthless, so why would I buy them? I don't. I sell them, hoping they'll go worthless. But weekly options expire every Saturday. So if I buy a stock, sell an option against it, and it expires, sell another one. Every single stock I own, I sell a covered call on it every single week. I don't own a single thing that is not a weekly optionable stock. Okay? I'm not in this for capital appreciation. Gotcha. Way to go, Lance. Thank you. You're welcome. Yep, I got that one. BMY. Ooh, Bristol Myers Squibb. I like that one. BMY. BMY. So I'm going to write mRNA down for next week. mRNA. Only because I like the movement. Because it's at a new bottom. So at a new bottom, I'm looking for 2 days to the upside, and then I'll jump in. Richard White, how are you doing? Tricia. Good evening, Miss Tricia. Hey, D Tomato. Now, D Tomato, thank you for that. Somebody else was asking about it. So I'm going to look at it next week, see if it's okay. I'm okay. Thank you. Very courteous of you. I'm well. Thank you, Richard. Okay. AEO. Mr. Kevin over here wants to take a look at American Eagle Outfitters. Ooh, now that's nice. See that? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look, it's down, sideways, down, sideways. Now we're here at 1190. The 12s are going for 35. Now, 35 on a $12 stock is just a smidge below 3%. Now, if I can do 3% every week, that's over 150% for the year. When's the last time you got 150% per year? Nick, Bristol Myers Squibb. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. BMY. All right. AEO, the last 30 days. Check this out. All righty. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Now she's coming down. Sorry, Kev. But AEO might look good. 2 weeks. Let me write it down for 2 weeks. AEO. You are the vowels. Do you care if a company has a negative PE ratio? Brad, I have 2 concerns and only 2. Are they consistently profitable for a minimum of 20 years, 2 decades? And do they have weekly options? That's my main concern. Okay? 30-day bottom, 30-day high. Where is the company at the moment? When do they pay their dividends? These things all fall into place very nicely. Okay, when I look at the stock on Monday, wait a minute, I want to do this right here. There we go. All right, Brad, Brooklyn, what platform are you using? Okay, I'm using Thinkorswim, which is through Charles Schwab. Now, University of New Hampshire. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that one in a minute. Ruben, what do you think about NVDA? Should I sell before earnings report or after? Okay, say, Ruben, I know absolutely nothing about you particularly, so I cannot give you any advice whatsoever. Also, if you take a good look at NVIDIA, I'm talking a good, serious look at NVIDIA, tell me how many years have they consistently increased their dividends to their shareholders? What is their book value? What is their cash flow? Once you find that out, Ruben, you'll be thinking to yourself, what the hell did I buy this for? Other than the fact that it's in the news media every single day saying, buy NVIDIA, buy NVIDIA, NVIDIA this, NVIDIA. That's the only reason people are buying it, because it's in the forefront of their face. Also, when do you roll and when do you let it be called? Okay, Stephen, every single morning I take a look at my account. What did I buy it for? What covered calls I sell against it? Where is it at now? And what is the best play for 2 things? Consistency of profitability and preservation of my capital. Okay, DCB, okay, Enbridge, it is on the list for us to take a look at. I haven't got it there right now. I got like 40 stocks to look at, and you guys keep asking me questions. So, should I answer questions, or should I ignore everybody and just go to the stocks? It's a serious question. So what do you think we should buy then? Okay, I don't know anything about you, so I can't tell you particularly what to buy and what not to buy. Okay? Okay, what I'm looking for. Okay, and I don't hide anything. You can take a look at every single trade I've made this year, last year, the year before, the year before. I share all my trades. Okay? No, I don't know who you are, so I cannot tell you what to buy. Could I do University of New Hampshire? UNH. You keep asking me about that. This is like the 5th time someone's asked me about University of New Hampshire. UNH. Hell no. What the hell are you thinking? Seriously, look at this. 600, now it's down to 300. That's a 50% drop. 50%. If you really like it, well, it's at the bottom today. Today is the lowest it has been in a month. So keep your eye on it. As soon as it turns around and starts going back up, then it might be a good opportunity. But at now, it's still... Why would you grab at a falling knife? Let it hit the floor and then pick it up. Okay, right now, look at this. This is called dropping. Okay, big gap down, it's dropping, another gap down, and it went lower again today. Be patient. When it hits the bottom, when it hits the floor, it will start going back up again. That's what they do. They go up, they go down. How often do they go down? Well, they go down until they're done. When it's done going down, it will turn around and go back up again. It's just plain and simple. GLW. Corning. Is that right? Corning? GLW. BlackRock. BLW. Hell no. Look at this big drop. All right, it was at 14. It dropped down to 12. That's only $2. But then it jumped back up again. So from the bottom at 12, now it's at 14. That's a $2 increase. A $2 increase on a $12 stock is about 15%. Not time to buy, time to sell. Kroger, Kroger. Again, same thing. Okay, here's your high of the year. It dropped, went back up again. Now it's dropping. When it's done going down, if you really like Kroger, wait for it to hit the bottom. Okay, when it turns around, you will know. See, it goes up, it comes down. Here's the bottom here. It turned around and went back up again. What happened? It was done going up. Now it's coming down. When it's done, it'll go back up again. Okay, Neil, I just did UNH 2 seconds ago. Southern Company, was that SO? Another no. Same thing. When it's done going down. Okay, when you drop something and it falls, when it's done, when it hits the floor, it turns around and go back up. Do you think it's possible to live off trading? Yes, I live off of trading. Ooh, what about Apache? Are you playing bingo? No, I'm not. APA. Oh, Apache, interesting. The bottom is here at $13.50. Now it's at $18. That's a $5 increase. So $5 increase on a $14 stock, that's over 20%. Can you explain rolling a call? Absolutely. Let's get out of there. Let's go to monitor. Let's go to there. Let's go to here. All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right, you paying attention? Okay, Steven, you ready for this? Hold on. Hello, sir. Good fortunes have arrived. I've been searching and slowly learning about trading. To stumble upon a live trade is a good fortune indeed. Cool. Can you also explain rolling a cash secured put? I don't do cash secured. Okay, InvestRight, you've been here long enough. I do one trading strategy only. That's it. I know a lot. I have to draw the line somewhere. You ready, Stevie? Here we go. We're going to look at Alcoa. Click. All right. If you're on Thinkorswim, can you please pin the name of your book? I've written 14 books. I don't know which one in particular you're asking for. Okay, so put your cursor on top of the one you want to roll. All right. This little window will open up. Create a rolling order is the fourth one down. You click on create a rolling order. It fills in everything for you automatically. It even, if you have them linked together, it even brings up the chart of the stock you want to roll forward. Okay? So, currently, here's the high, here's the low, now it's at 29.61. Okay, great. I want to isolate the last few weeks. Okay, here's the 30-day bottom. Here's the 30-day top. Is it going to be profitable to roll? Yes or no? All right, well, where am I? I'm in at 25.84, right there, okay? Alcoa, 1,000 shares, 25.84. Okay, I sold the 25 calls. Okay, I picked up 131. That was 5%. That's fucking nice. Anyway, so would it be advantageous for me to roll this forward? Well, this is the 16 May, which is this week, which is this Friday. So I'm already in the money. I've already made plenty. Okay, Bobo, we already looked at UNH. It was a no. So I've already made my money on this, so I'm okay with letting it go. But let me see about rolling it forward. So if I buy back this week, and I sell next week, that's rolling it forward. So let's get rid of this. Okay, but look at what it's, so to roll it forward 1 week, it's going to cost me. It means I have to pay 55 cents a share to roll this forward. That's $550. Hell no. I'll just let it go, take my profits, and wait for it to drop. Where is it? Okay? See, I bought it at 25 down here. The stock jumped up. I rolled it forward like 3 or 4 times. To this week, it doesn't make sense to roll it forward because I have to pay to roll it forward this week. And that's just, no, I don't do that. Okay, at some point in time, it costs prohibitive to roll forward. Just let it go. Okay? I bought it at 25. It jumped up. okay, hold on a second. You're going to want to see this. Let's get out of this. Okay, let's go there. Let's go here. Let's go here. All right, so who was it? Steven, you ready? Look at this. Here's where I bought it, right here. The 14th. I bought it at $25.50. No, sorry, $25.84. I sold the $25.50, picked up $148. I rolled it forward once, rolled it forward twice, rolled it forward 3 times, and I rolled it forward 4 times. But this week, it doesn't make sense, because look, I got 31 cents. Remember, I paid $25, so 31 cents is over 1%. I got 48 cents, close to 2%. I got 29 cents, which is over 1%. I got 29 cents again, over 1%. But this week, I'm not getting 1%. So this week, it's a no. So there comes a time where you have to let it go because it doesn't make financial sense to roll forward anymore. And I've arrived at that with Alcoa. It just doesn't make sense to roll it forward anymore. Do you trade options? Yes, I do. Okay. Do you think it is possible to make a living trading? Yes, I do. Okay. D Tomato, can you show us your rolling forward method on something that went down, like Hertz? Ooh, Hertz. Well, I can't really show you, only because HTZ. Only because I just bought Hertz the other day. Okay, I bought it for $6.84. Okay, I sold the 650s, picked up 75 cents. You believe that's almost 10% on 1 week? Okay, and then I rolled it forward to next week, and I got 12 cents a share for next week, which means I can't show you rolling it forward until next. Oh, hold on. Can't do Hertz, but I can do Harley Davidson. OG. Yeah, Harley Davidson. I gotta go all the way back to October of last year. Okay, so no. Okay, here we go. Okay. 10/21 is when I jumped into Harley Davidson. I paid $35.79. Okay, I got 184, which is about 6% on the first week. Okay, I got over 1%, under 1. But as the stock slowly dropped, you see where I jumped in? I jumped in at 35. Okay, now I dropped it to 33. Then I dropped it to 31. Then I dropped it to 29. Then I dropped it to 28. And then I dropped it to 27. Then I dropped it to 26, 24, 23. Now I'm at 23. I'm currently selling covered calls on a stock that I bought at 35. I'm selling the 23 call options because it made financial sense, and that's about it. And it's 10:53. We've got another half hour to go. So even though the stock drops, I still sell covered calls on it. And yeah, I bought it for 35, but look, here I got 13, not 1%. Here I got 10%, not 1%. Here I got 7 cents, not 1%. Here I got 52, well, that's 1.5. Here I got 80, well, that's over 2%. Closer to 3, that's close to 3%. 13, not quite 1%. 25, not quite 1%. 10, not quite 1%. But here's the beautiful thing about Harley Davidson. If you add up all the premiums I've collected since I bought the stock, I bought it at 35. Okay, I got 184, got 40, 25, 50, 130, 42, 10, 20, 58, 20, 25, 25, 25, 42, 22, 22, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 15, 12, 12, 15, 15, 22, 28, 47, 47, 20, 20, 20, another 20, 5, 5, 10, 13, 10, 10, 10, 20, 30, 7, 7, 25, 52, 80, 13, 13, 25, and 10. That's the cash flow I had coming in. Well, I got 2,200 shares. So you take all of those and multiply it by 2,200. Because this right here, that's 10 cents per share. That's 80 cents per share. That's 52 cents per share. And I've been doing this since October with Harley Davidson. And I have no intention whatsoever to ever sell my Harley Davidson for less than what I paid for it. $35.62. I've invested in GameStop stock and made profits from it, but missed a big profit because I don't know how to predict the stock. Any suggestions on how to foresee good profits from products? Lisa M., how are you today? Okay, hold on a second. I got to take a breather for a second. So, think of it this way. Now, we started out earlier by talking about real estate. You buy a house and you rent it out every single month. Well, there's some issues with that. You never know who's going to be renting from you. Sometimes you get a good tenant, sometimes you don't. Same thing with stocks. I own Harley Davidson. Some weeks I get a nice premium, some weeks I don't. But I have no intention whatsoever to ever sell for less than I paid for it. Rule number 1. Never buy something unless you plan on holding it for the rest of your life. Rule number 2, never ever sell at a loss. It just doesn't make sense. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Rule number 4, weekly options are a must. And rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. Well, when I jumped into Harley Davidson, I was getting, I think, 6% for the first 2 or 3 weeks. Well, that's awesome. And then it dropped. Well, now it's at right around $23, $24. Well, I bought it at $35. I have no intention of ever selling. What program are you using to trade via Thinkorswim? Yeah, Thinkorswim. That's the one. Okay, Lisa M. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Yes, I am. Do you use Drummond Geometry Strategies? Nope. I had to go into my broker because I had some things to take care of. Anyway, my broker tried to talk me out of buying and selling stocks and letting them manage it for me. I can almost guarantee you they do not offer you over 30%. Almost guaranteed. Tesla's future. Joseph, I don't do Tesla because they don't have dividends. Okay, I've invested in GameStop. Yep. Delta, I understand. Thank you, Steve. Gamma, don't get me onto the Greeks, please, because I know a lot of stuff. There's so much information out there for you to learn if you want to do that. But do you really need to understand the compression of a cylinder on a 63 Mustang if you don't have one? No. Do you need to understand the tolerances in wheel bearings on a front-wheel drive vehicle if you don't have one? No. So why do you need to understand intricacies that have nothing to do with the grand plan of what you plan on doing? So the Greeks have nothing to do with what I'm doing. So why do I need to learn them? Well, I learned them before I figured that one out. Okay, the Fibonacci numbers, the Fibonacci lines, okay, all that retracement crap. Do I need to know that? No, I do not. Not for what I'm doing. There's a lot of information out there. I understand about 3%. 3%. I understand 3% of what's available on Thinkorswim. The other 97% has nothing to do with me. So why do I need to learn it? I don't. There was no 63 Mustang. Actually, the 1962 Mustang. They came out with the Mustang in 1962. It wasn't available to the public until 1964 and a half. But they did have one in 1962, which means they had one in 1963. Okay, but I'm glad you know something. Ah, Steven, 62 and a half. Well, could very well be. Okay, have you invested in crypto? Nope. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for results. From the Trump coin, bought 5 coins to test the waters, and so far it's going up. Okay, I don't do cryptocurrency. Now, the only reason I don't do cryptocurrency, it's not widely accepted here yet. There's no safety precautions in place. There's no possible way you can get weekly cash flow consistently unless you sit in front of your computer, which I have no intention to do whatsoever. All right, so let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go back to here. Let's go. Alrighty then. There we go. All right, what's next? It's 11 o'clock. We got 1/2 hour to go, and I have about 40 stocks to look at. So I'm going to not do any more questions for a while and just breeze through as many of these I can. I need one-on-one. Please call me. Tucker, you got to send me your phone number. Oh, Felix. Yep, I will call. How about AMD? Advanced Micro Devices? Do me a favor, John. Go in to a financial website. Find out how consistently AMD increases its dividends. Fabian, same with you. I'm going to be here. I will answer your question about AMD. And Fabian, I will answer your question on MSTY. As soon as you, Tucker, don't put it on here. Send me a DM. Okay, can you take it off there? Because you got, what, a couple hundred people seeing your phone number? Can we do the stocks? Yep, that's what I'm going to do right now. All right. All right, back to my list. ASPN, never heard of them. Sorry, Hot Tamale. NBIS. What the heck is NBIS? That Nabisco? NBIS. Oh, Nürburger. I'm not even going to bother with it. Only because, look at this. It went from 20 to 36. That's a $16 increase. 20 to 36, $16 increase. Yeah, that thing's going to come back down. So, no. Thank you, John. Okay, Jake, we already looked at Pepsi. Enbridge. Now, didn't Enbridge have like no dividends or not enough? ENB. ENB. Enbridge. Come on. Oh, all the way to 84. Holy cow. Oh, not bad. All right, 2005. Okay. All right. When you go to a financial website and you look at all the dividends, do they consistently increase? That's what I'm looking for. Consistency of profitability. All right, so now let's go to ENB. ENB. Oh, that's why. ENB is a monthly. I don't do monthlies. No to ENB. Oracle. Ooh, we like Oracle. ORCL. But we're going to say no to Oracle for this week. From 120 to 160. That's a $42 increase. Now, from 120 to 160, that's a 25% increase. Do you really want to buy at the high and wait for it to go higher? Tucker, Coca-Cola, huh? Okay, Coca-Cola made a new bottom today. Okay, never, ever, ever. I don't know if your mother ever told you this. If you drop a knife, never, ever grab it while it's falling. Okay, it's falling. Made a new bottom today. I want 2 days to the upside after it finds its bottom. No to Coca-Cola. Yep, Aaron, thank you for that. Next on the list, RDDT, Reddit. Oh, hell no, they're not profitable. They have no dividends. Macy's. Ooh, I have some Macy's. Interesting. Here's your bottom, here's your top. Already started coming down. Now, I own Macy's, so I have a good idea of what's going on here. I've been trading Macy's for a couple of years. Okay, it's one of my favorite stocks. It's one of my most profitable stocks, even though It has dropped over 50% from its high last year. Stephen, hey, Etsy's not 20 years old. Coinbase doesn't have no dividends. Do you use News Catalyst? No, I do not. Stoshi, MSTR, yeah. Take a look at the dividends. That's going to be a no. Andrea, CVS. Ooh, CVS. Andrea's been here for a while. Oh, Andrea, look at that. Here's your high, here's your bottom. Take a look. We're waiting for a bottom on CVS. I'm going to write it down for next week because that thing should find a bottom relatively soon. ExxonMobil. All right. Here's your bottom. Here's your top. It went from 98 to 110. Was that 12 bucks? 12%. Okay, now it's coming down. The high was yesterday. Today came down. Okay, not an opportune time to jump in. I've been waiting for CVS to come down. Well, it's getting there. Google, nice catch up today. Yeah, Google has 1 year of dividends. Hell no. Sorry, man. Just jumped in here. Didn't know the rules. Not a problem, Stefan. No problem. We didn't do Bristol Myers Squibb yet? BMY. I thought we did. Yeah, we did. Okay, look at the big drop from 60 to 44. Yeah, wait for the bottom. It ain't here yet. Look, it comes down. Here's the bottom right there. It turned around, went back up. They go down until they're done. Okay, it went down until it was done. Then it went up until it was done. Now it's coming down. When it's done going down, then think about jumping in. Scott's Miracle-Gro. No. They have monthlies, I believe. Morgan Stanley, MS. Hell no. Okay, do you guys look at any of these things, or you want me to do all the work? The bottom's here at 95. It jumped up to 30. 95 to 30 is a $35 increase. Think about it. Seriously, think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks later. So if you bought something, and 5 weeks later, it's up 35%, would you take your profits? I know I would. Okay, I never buy at the high. Boeing. Thing interesting? Yeah, hell no. Okay, went from 130 to 210. 130, 210, it's 80 bucks. 80 bucks on a $130 stock. XRP, Elder XRP is not a dividend stock. No. Lyft hasn't been around for 20 years yet. Hey, Mark sent me a hat and a mustache. I didn't see it. Damn it, I missed it. Shell has more cash than Exxon. Okay, Shell, what is that? S. Interesting. Same thing. We're seeing the same things over and over again. 58 to 67, that's almost 10 bucks. So it's 9 bucks on a $58 stock. 17% roughly. Stephen, can I get your advice? When tariff is announced on China, what can we expect percentage on the market? Stephen, I don't play the what do you call that? The politics game. Okay? If you're worried about this is what I said before. If you're worried about tariffs, stop buying crap from overseas. Support your brothers, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, the kids you went to school with. Buy American-made stuff. Allie Tucker, ALY. That ain't right. Wrong ticker symbol. Oh, AIY. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Next on the list, Coca-Cola. We did that one. Oh, Coke. C-O-K-E. Same thing. No options? Yeah, no, that ain't even going to happen. Ooh, Micron. I only want dividend stocks. Thank you, Tucker. Micron, MU. Oh, Micron has no dividends, so I don't know why. We're looking at also, look at it, 60 to 95. That's a $35 move. 60 to 95. $35 on a $60 stock. That's over 50%. Okay, in a month. Went up 50% in a month. Tucker, Nike. Reverse stock swap coming soon. Ew, yuck. I made a stack on weed canopy and put it all in Tyranny. I'm down 76%. Any thoughts on India-Pakistan war? Nope. Stop fighting. That's it. That's my thoughts on the war. Stop killing each other. That's it. Isn't that terrible advice? Nike. We're seeing the same things over and over and over again. 30-day bottom, 30-day top, 2 days to the downside. You got a big gap here. Gaps have a tendency to fill. What do you think? Think it's going to come down? Well, that's what it looks like. SMCI, oh double hell no. You check out SMCI and you tell me, how consistently have they increased their dividends to their shareholders? In years. How many years have they consistently increased their dividends to their shareholders? And then I will take a look at SMCI. Emmy, how are you? Oil dividend play. Tucker, you got to give me a symbol. Oil dividend play doesn't mean anything to me. DJ, have a look at Tilray. I have no idea what Tilray is. And usually, when I say, what the hell is that? It's usually going to be a no. SoFi, oh hell no. Take a look at the dividends on SoFi and then get back to me. Next on the list, CVS. Wait a minute, we just looked at CVS. Yeah, it's dropping. Foot Locker. Oh, somebody told me Foot Locker jumped up today. No, it didn't. It went down. See, I have Foot Locker. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. Now it's coming down. It's at $12.87. Awesome. I want it to come down. Okay, user. We're looking at Ford. Already looked at Ford tonight. Steven, I was just wondering if I should buy put options. I turned a $12 opinion into $745 over the weekend when Japan announced a recession. Okay. Okay, Lumina, do you see this right here? That's Foot Locker. Okay, you're not paying attention. That's Foot Locker there. I actually own it. Okay, 11 to 14, that's a $3 increase. Jump to 21. No, it didn't. Oh, that's after hours. We can't do anything about after hours unless you're approved for after hours trading. Okay, you sold it at 22. If you have that ability. Right now, I don't pay attention to after hours. I'll worry about it in the morning. RGP. What the hell is that? RGP. It's a no is what RGP is. Well, Lumina, I'm glad you made a profit on Foot Locker. Okay? But I don't subscribe to after hours trading, so I didn't get that advantage. Okay, Steven, thank you for that. All right, next on the list, Kohl's. I actually have some Kohl's. Okay, Kohl's went up today. Cool. Okay, here's your bottom right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it wouldn't go below 5. Oh, what the hell is it? Yeah, 6. Now it's at 8.11. All right, I'm going to have to take a look at that because I got Kohl's at 7. Next, VT. What the hell is VT? It's a no is what it is. 3M. InvestRight wants to take a look at 3M. I don't know why. 122 to 152. That's a $30 increase, and it's not come down today. I don't know. I'll wait for it to drop. I think in about 2 weeks might be a good opportunity. NVIDIA is a dividend stock. Yeah, Tucker, I'm aware of that. Now, tell me, how consistently have they increased their dividends? Have they increased it for a consecutive 2 decades? AMD, no. Okay, take a look at AMD. Advanced Micro Devices. So Tucker, I'm waiting. Tell me, how consistently has NVIDIA increased its dividends? No. Exactly. So why would I buy a company that's not consistently profitable? Okay, understand what a dividend is. A dividend is a portion of the profits the company makes in which they give back to the investors. So if the no increase in dividends means there's no increase in profits. If there's no increase in profits, why the hell would anyone buy it? I know I ain't buying it. They made a split. So you want me to ignore all my years of trading on the fact that they had a split? So I should ignore everything I've done over the last 15 to 20 years just because NVIDIA had a split? It doesn't make sense to me. If it's not profitable, no thank you. There's 10,036 companies. Okay, I look every single week. Every single week. You can check my videos and you will see once or twice a week I'll actually go to a website to check and see how many companies are available. Okay, this week 10,036. So why do you think NVIDIA is so much better if they don't increase their dividends? If they're not profitable, why should I buy them? Because I don't have the luxury of being wrong. Okay, there many weeks, have at least 2 years, people have asked me to look at NVIDIA, Apple, Misty, Kodi, what's that out? Netflix. There's a whole bunch of them consistently ask me to look at these companies, and it's 1 cent dividend. So you're paying $130 for a share for a company per share, and they give a 1 cent dividend. All the money back to your investors. You're paying $130, $140 per share, and you're getting $5 or $6. Okay, so, give me something good. In my opinion, Tucker, NVIDIA is not good. Okay, if you want to put your money in NVIDIA, you can do whatever you want. It's a free world. You're asking my opinion. My opinion on NVIDIA is hell no for me. Okay? If the company is profitable, they share the profits with the company. My idea of profits is not 1 penny per share. That's not my idea of profitability. And how can you have 2 decades of profitability if your dividend's only 1 penny this year? You meant Archer Daniel Midland. Well, there's a huge difference between AMD and ADM. AMD is Advanced Micro Devices. ADM is Archer Daniel Midland. Well, they're a yes. They're a dividend king. Hell yeah for Archer Daniel Midland. Okay? But not this week. All that speech for not this week. Here's the bottom here, 41. Here's the top here, 51. It's a $10 increase. $10 on a $40 stock is about 25%. So if a stock jumps up 25% in a month, why would you jump in? Are you hoping it goes higher? AVCO. What the heck is AVCO? I know what AVGO is, but AVCO, I've never heard of it. And neither has the computer. Red shirt, you like it? Harry for good. Hey, nice to see you today. All right, next on the list. UPS. It's about time we got to UPS. The ups dudes. Okay, this is not as bad as the last thing I've seen. Okay, the bottom is 90. Top is 110. 2 days to the downside, which means they've already started pulling back. BTI. What the heck is BTI? It's a no is what it is. Imagine that. EE. What the heck is EE? It's a no also. MRK. Oh, I bought some of these today. Now, you might be asking, holy cow. You might be asking, why did I buy MRK today? I did. I admit it. I bought MRK. I bought MRK, and I think it was like 76. Well, now it's at 73. Don't I feel foolish? Well, let me tell you why I bought MRK today. Because this morning, okay, MRK opened up this morning at 77. Okay, well, look at what it was yesterday and the day before. But better than that, look at this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days this thing tried to go below 75 and it just wouldn't do it. So this morning it's at 75. So I said, hell yeah, I'll jump in at, wait a minute, no. I jumped in at 77. Okay, now it's at 73. Okay, can you be right all the time? No, can't. So was I wrong? No, I'm not really wrong. It was just the support was 75. It went below support. It hasn't been below support in, in the past month. So it hit it 7 times. It wouldn't go below 75, but today it did. Oh, Aaron, you did 75. You did Merck at 73.5. All right, Kuna Ritchie. Glad you're making money, but what's the point? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what the point of making money is. Okay, you ready? Kuna Ritchie. Being a human being, Homo sapien, we are the only species on this planet that has to pay for the privilege of living here. That's the reason. Okay, you got it? We're the only species that has to pay to live here. So without money, you have to do something else. Well, I don't own a field, so I can't plant corn and trade bushels of corn for cattle or for my eating expenses or for my electricity or for, my food, shelter, and clothing. So other than that, well, we have to come up with income somehow to pay for our food, to pay for our shelter, to pay for our clothing. There's only 3 necessities in life: food, shelter, clothing. I get that, but what's the Manchian? What the hell does Manchian mean? Is BTG a good buy? I don't know. I have no idea who BTG is. But I'm kind of interested on Richie if we don't make money. Okay, so whether you say, I did a lot of things in my days. I owned a manufacturing company. I worked in corporate America. I worked in I worked in a manufacturing company, and I owned a manufacturing company. I worked as a waiter. I did a lot of things. But where does the money come from if we don't earn it? Where's the mansion? What the hell is a mansion? I know what a mansion is in a house. I know what that is. But MANCHIN, I have no idea. Oh, mansion, right there. I'm a man, and that's a chin. Okay, I'm not going to deal with your foolishness. Okay, how many did I buy? Oh, how many Merck did I buy this morning? I have no idea. Isn't that terrible? SD Phantom 3, how are you today? All right. Fitness King, he thinks that's funny. Where's my mansion? It's right here. Oh, I can't spell, but I know what I'm saying. You can't spell, but you know what you're saying. And yet you want to ask me, why am I trying to make money? Oh my God. Has our education system failed us that much? Next on the list, Novo. Who came up with Novo? N-O-V-O. No options. No thank you. Back here, we are at 11:26. We have 4 minutes left. Is this a good time for my question? Fitness King, exactly. Okay, I'm going to do questions now. We got 4 minutes. What do you got? Oh, damn, it's getting heated in chat. Yeah, hey, Solo, how you doing? Lisa, RTX. I know it's not a good time to buy, but do you think... Oh, okay, hold on a second. Love the simplicity. Yeah, I like simplicity too. So, I'm not asking. No, I'm asking where is the money you're making? Oh, you want to know where the money I'm making is? Why? Why do you care where my money is? Because it's not behind you. Oh, shit, it ain't behind me. There's a TV screen behind me. When are you going to be live again? Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Okay, Lisa, RTX. Let's take a quick glance at it. RTX. Ooh, interesting. You got the high, got the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 130. Now, RTX, which is Raytheon, I believe, the high is there, the low is here, okay? Here's our high, here's our low. Look at this big jump from 112 to 132. That's 28 bucks. That's over 25%. So, Lisa, if you really like Raytheon, wait for the profit take it. Because yesterday, wait for it to come down, turn around, go back up. I'm going to write RTX forward, too. I got no idea. 2 weeks, I'm going to write RTX down. Here we go. Pain. It's a no. Hey, BTG's a no. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. It's 11:28. We've got 2 minutes left. Little Master, how you doing? Mo Cow, are you saying to buy RTX in 2 weeks? That's not what I said. I said I'm going to look at it again in 2 weeks. I know that it's not a good time to buy. My question is, do you like the stock yourself? Have you gotten it before? Yeah, Raytheon, of course. Fitness King, after I place a put or call, what are the steps? Sell the bid? How does that work? Uh-oh. Aaron, NSA. What the heck is NSA? It's a no also. Aaron, you've been here long enough. There are 2 types of pain. The one that hurts you and the pain that changes you. Yep. You have the pain of growth or you have the pain of regret. TO, what the heck is TO? There's no such thing as TO. All right. All right, what do we got? All right, so Fitness King. Lisa, do you buy any ETFs? MPW, I believe, is an ETF. TO Argentina. TEO. No. Okay, Aaron, I don't do monthlies. 16 May, 20 June, 18 July. No. Monthlies just don't work for me. If you like it, awesome. You do it. I don't do it. So, Lisa, MPW is an ETF that I also do. Okay? Medical Properties ETF. I do that. I do own it. But now, not time to buy MPW. Okay? Here's a high. Here's our low. She jumped back up again. Now she's coming down. Wait for it to hit a bottom. When it hits a bottom, like this, it will turn around, go back up. They hit another bottom, they turn around, go back up. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go. Solo, how much money do you make yearly? I make 1% a week. So 1% a week, roughly, comes to over 50% a year. So you take whatever amount of money you have. You have $10, 50% of that is $5. You got $20, 50% of that is $10. You have $100, 50% of that is $50. Okay, if I have $1 million, 50% of that is $500,000. You figure it out. Okay, 1% a week is over 52% per year. Simple interest. Compounded, it's around 63, 64, somewhere in that area. MoCow, what is a good stock sub 30 to sell cash secured puts on? Mukau, I know nothing about you. Don't know who you are, don't know what you do, don't know your age, don't know when you want to retire. I have no idea how much money you have available. I have no idea of anything other than that name you're using and the thoughts that you're pushing out with these. Okay, so telling you something would be doing you a disservice, and it would put me at risk, and I'm not going to do that for anyone. Thank you, Lisa. It's 11:31. We are done. So you guys over here on the live, great to see you guys. Hey, Michael. Oh, is that Michelle? Oh, Michelle. Good evening. Empowering Communications. You have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Thursday. Wow. And you guys here on this YouTube channel, have a great night. You guys here over on Instagram, have a great night. And you guys on this TikTok channel, catch you guys tomorrow. Come on. Catch you guys tomorrow. And you guys, I'm a one such a two. Cool beans. Good night, good night. Yo, I'm going to come back. I'll be here every night. 9 o'clock. Do you diversify or have any bonds funds? No. Why would I? Hey, Lisa. There's not a single bond I've ever seen that pays over 30 or 40%. Never. Why would I put my money in a less profitable entity? It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, my opinion, Coca-Cola is soft drink. Okay? Ford is a motor company. That's diversified. Then you throw in Home Depot. Well, that's a different entity also. Just because it's a stock, it's still diversified. Okay, consumer goods, Coca-Cola. Well, they make drinks. Ford Motor Company, they make cars. Two totally different things. Have a good evening. YouTube. Good night, you guys on YouTube. Okay, you guys on TikTok over here. Catch you guys tomorrow. There you go. And now... And for you guys down here, it was a pleasure chatting with you all. Have a great night, and I will see you